How are we going?
Your own.
No, that's a different show.
You can't do that unless you're a YouTuber's YouTuber. Stay Gucci, everybody.
All right, kittens, you better buckle in. We got a very special podcast without Mad.
He might
This
come
podcast is sponsored by AA Batteries.
No, this podcast is actually sponsored by Brahma Bull's milk.
in. Oh no.
Well, then it should say BB, not AA.
Well, you have to go to AA if you're someone who drinks Brahma Bull.
Seek help immediately.
Yes, it's definitely a seek help kind of thing. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 75. It's a nice round number of the Ascendant Art podcast. Joining us is our, with me as always, is co-host Slender Dad and our regular at this point, YetiCast. Yay! You're a regular.
Yeah. Oh, God. I made poor life choices.
I cannot disagree with that, but I'm here too every week, so thank you for that.
Hooray for terrible life choices.
I don't consider this a terrible life choice. I consider this an inconsequential one if you've looked at our numbers.
This is true. We are inconsequential, which means we have the freedom to say things. Slender doesn't have to try to not curse like when he's on a monetized channel. He can just go for it.
I
all
know,
you have
but
to
this is
do-
good practice, so I keep watching that number and I'm like, fuck, we're only at 2 minutes. I can't swear yet.
Okay, that's what I was going to bring up. You got to not swear in the first 5 minutes, but you fucked that up. So,
Well, shit.
You can take the man out of the Navy, but you can't take the Navy out of the man. That's for sure. You swear like a sailor because you are one, Slender.
I mean, I have a license to curse. That's what I tell my kids.
I mean, you were an enlisted sailor, so that is guaranteed. Like, you know every curse word that is possible to, and probably made new ones. So there's something for that.
We made some, yeah.
and every
So-
gay sex position.
Which
We
is
made some of those too.
which is handy
Asshole.
because, well, he's got two of them. It is Yeti lore that we are addressing within the first 3 minutes that he has two assholes. So good for you. Brahma Bull. This is
I mean, I was
sponsored by
talking
Brahma
about
Bull.
Slender. Why you got to go and ogle me up? My eyes are up top, Chad.
I wouldn't even know where to look on a Yeti in person, so
Not at the sweet swinging meat.
your butt has sweet swinging meat attached to it.
Wow, this is-
This is devolving. We got to move on.
I am already picturing beef curtains on Yeti's backside.
Oh
Disgusting.
no! Why do you go
You
and say
said-
that?
Oh, where's? All right, let's move on to topics.
Please.
This is a summer
move on.
special episode, so we're going to talk about something fun for, in the last few weeks we've been talking about some terrible movies, had debates about, really the debate on The Flash was how bad it was, not how good it was.
Yeah, I
so
know.
we get to move on from that because we're going to take a look back. I kind of got inspired. One of our
Before
former
we
guests-
do move on,
Yes.
though, I have noticed that now that it's simmered for a little while, everybody's kind of landing in, oh yeah, it sucked. Like, even the people who were saying it wasn't so bad at the beginning are all kind of starting to gravitate toward, yeah, The Flash was not a good movie.
Yeah, it was terrible. I'm telling you, they were looking at it with rose-colored glasses because they like superheroes, but it's just awful. Not that we got to go down that road again.
I mean, we could.
I didn't prepare my notes for the future court case.
No, I think The Flash, it deserves to be moved on from. I don't think we need to spend any more time on it.
I mean, the rest of the world has.
Are you talking about the rest of like the YouTube world just talking about it incessantly?
Oh, I'm talking about the box office numbers.
Well, yeah, the box office.
The
There's
rest of the
nobody
world
going
had
to
just
see.
moved on.
Yeah. So you want, in fact, yeah, this is a good segue because we're talking about summer blockbusters. The Flash definitely is not one. So what I'm bringing up is a list of basically the number one blockbusters every year since 1975 is when Jaws came out. That was effectively the first summer blockbuster. And rightly so. I mean, does anybody here not love Jaws? It's a great movie.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, it scarred me for life. It's part of the reason I stay the hell out of the ocean at all times.
And yet
Why did you
joined the
go into the
Navy.
Navy? That is the opposite
I
of
have
what
to
you
explain
do.
this every time someone asks. I don't mind being on a giant warship with guns above the surface of the ocean, but the second your toe touches that water, you drop like 4 or 5 rungs on the food chain, and
Then it seems like going into, I don't know, the army or something would be significantly better off for you because sinking ships happen.
I mean, they do.
The SS Indianapolis.
That was referenced in Jaws, by the way.
Yes, it was.
Creepy.
Like that was a real thing.
They
It was terrifying.
They got black eyes, dollars eyes,
I can tell this time.
roll into the back of their head.
But no, in all honesty, I never had any intention of joining any branch of the military, and the Navy was just the first ones that started pushing me. And I was kind of a lame kid, and I didn't like saying no to people, so I ended up in the Navy.
So then you push back until you enjoyed it a little.
Yeah. That's the Navy taught me to push back.
Yeah.
Do you ever get sick of the Navy jokes? Like I don't know where that like kind of originated, but that is thing that seems just to be set in stone forever.
Yeti, I would think that you of all people would know that yes, I do get sick of the Navy jokes.
All right, so it's cool. So we had Jaws created the modern summer blockbuster, made $260 million in 1975, and I think its budget was only around like $10 million. So that's a pretty big return on investment. We got, it's 77, Star Wars. Get Grease in 1978.
Grease lightning.
Alien, Empire Strikes Back. I mean, these are classics that we still love and watch today. Raiders of the Lost
Raiders
Ark,
of the Lost Ark,
which is about to retroactively get screwed up.
Oh my!
and
God.
now we have Dial of Destiny. Oh, how!
Dude, I am so. Have you heard the recent news where they said Phoebe Waller-Bridge could potentially take over as Indiana Jones? Like,
Oh no! Yeah.
you didn't hear that?
No, I know. I've known that for a long time.
Yeah, that's been the rumor for like a year now.
I know that's been the rumor, but I think I know a sort. I didn't check into it that much because I'm like, oh my god, that's bullshit. I don't want to read anymore. But I think Kathleen Kennedy came out and said it, which then adds way more fuel to the fire.
If you haven't figured it out, Kathleen Kennedy basically came into LucasArts and was like, I don't like the fact that men are the leading actors in all these fucking IPs. I'm going to change them all to women.
Yeah, without understanding what made good characters. Because you can have leading women as one of the best ones up there. Alien showed like she was a competent character that it wasn't, oh, woman power. No, she was just a good character.
Well, and this goes back to the fact that I don't think that writers today are able to competently make characters.
Yeah, I don't think
they're all static. None of them ever have any development arcs of any kind. And if they do, they're not very well executed.
Yeah, it's either they don't know how, or directors, producers refuse to hire the people that know how to make those characters. Because guaranteed, there's still people that know how to write. Like, I think there's way too many people in the world that somebody wouldn't have an understanding of character development. you know?
I mean,
Yeah.
Script Doctor always makes good points and should be getting a lot more work, but doesn't seem to. That's what I see.
Yeah, and I think it must be all like politics behind the scene that they want to hire people with the same belief system rather than the person with the best like resume or ability.
I mean, yeah, because look at this. Back in, so you can, in 1980 and 81, 82, we had Indiana Jones Raiders of the Lost Ark. That was George Lucas working with Steven Spielberg. That was, I mean, clearly two really committed storytellers.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get 82, 82, you get E.T. the Extraterrestrial, which was Steven Spielberg. I believe Harrison Ford's wife was the screenwriter on E.T.
Oh,
And
did not know that.
yeah, and then you followed up with George. I mean, basically, you had a run where George. Look at this, from 1980
They were
through, actually through. Look, we're still into 1984, and then Back to the Future was produced by Spielberg. So until 1986, some combination of Spielberg or Lucas was basically creating the number one movie in the land. Then 1985, you get Back to the Future, which managed to win the summer against Rambo 2. Come on, awesome. Top Gun in 86, beating Karate Kid 2. Beverly Hills Cop 2, beating Dirty Dancing. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I watched this again fairly recently. Really good. Like, it's such an enjoyable movie. You forget, like, with all the stuff Disney has done lately, how it used to actually make really good, fun movies.
Yeah, but they don't remember how anymore.
Yeah. And then,
Like, what was the one nobody talked about because everybody was talking about the Flash? But
Elemental,
yeah, with the fire guy or the fire girl and the water guy.
the non-binary water or something.
I don't fucking know.
yeah, it was.
I know it's not the same guy, but the water guy sounded like Seth Rogen to me, and I was like, man, fuck that.
So here's a funny thing. Like, so everyone remembers how big do you remember how big Batman 89 was when it came out? It was everywhere. Look at this. In 1989, we got a summer where we had Batman, Lethal Weapon 2, and Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade.
Mm-hmm. And The Last Crusade was the best one, in my opinion.
Bobby over here saying that he had never even heard of that movie until they starting about and it flopped. Yep, that's pretty much sums up Elemental.
I honestly thought Elemental got released like a year earlier. Like that's how little hype there was.
That was
I thought
the
it was
la-
already
I think
done.
that Disney movie was Strange Worlds, and that flopped too. So it's crazy.
They don't understand. Like, man, think back to the original Pixar stuff. Those movies were massive hits, and they still resonate today. Like good stories, you can watch them as adults or as kids, and you could come away appreciating something. Now what do you got? It's like torture.
That pretty much sums up.
Ghost won over Total Recall.
Isn't that crazy? Look, Ghost made
Ghost?
$500 million in 1990. That, look at it, the year before,
Well,
Indiana
Ghost
Jones
won
only,
over Total Recall, Total Recall, Terminator 2, etc. Ghost won over those movies because there was a very specific audience that was not captured with those movies.
girls,
That Ghost
chicks.
did capture.
Yes. Look, when
And
you get
even the guys wanted to watch Ghost with their girls because they'd be like, she could be DTF after we finish watching this movie.
there's no lies detected in what Slender is saying. It's the same reason dudes would go to Titanic with their girlfriends. It's you take one for the team, and then you get to get one. So it's how it works, because it's crazy. Look, it made more money than Last Crusade, and it only barely made under what Terminator 2 did. But look at Terminator 2 came out and won the summer against Robin Hood. that not we're talking like a really legit successful Robin Hood movie, not the Russell Crowe one that came out. This is the Kevin
There's-
Costner, Brian Adams, Canadian Jesus singer-songwriter.
There have
Robin
been
Hood.
so many bad Robin Hoods, like just painfully bad ones.
Well, that's because they keep trying to cast people from, with English accents instead of what we did with Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. You get someone who's American, and that's how you get a good Robin Hood.
Yeah, but I didn't think that was a good Robin Hood. But if you go Robin Hood Men in Tights, and he even says, unlike some other Robin Hoods, I
was
can
one I
speak
don't
with an
think I
English
liked.
accent.
You don't get Robin Hood Men in Tights without without.
It's true. It
I
is
remember
true.
not liking that one. It's been so long since I watched it. Maybe it would change.
Wait,
now.
you didn't like Men in Tights
No.
You are
Way
Dave
back when
Chapp-
it came out.
with Dave Chappelle as was it a sneeze
Achoo.
Achu son of a sneeze.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. I just remember not finding it funny compared to other Mel Brooks movies. And I'm like,
That's
think-
actually
I mean,
my
that might have been-
favorite Mel Brooks movie.
That might have been his last funny movie. Like,
and like it could change if I go and see it again now. It's been so long, I really don't remember any of it.
Dude, I
just
put that
at the
over
time.
Spaceballs.
then look, 1992, Lethal
Spaceballs was
Weapon
great.
3, which beat Batman Returns. Ooh, that was a good summer. Oh, 19.
Dude, I like all the Lethal Weapon movies. That like every one of them is really good. Even the fourth one. I know some people don't like it. I still like
I
it.
like the fourth one. When they have the fight against Jet Li,
Mhm.
and he actually disassembles their guns, and they're like, "What the f did he just do?"
Yeah.
He also beats the ever loving shit out of them in that final battle.
Yeah.
Oh, Jurassic Park and The Fugitive. Man, that's a big summer right there.
Man, Jurassic Park is one of those ones that it's like, dude, stop trying to milk it. The cow's dead.
But look, it beat it.
Man,
look at
I
that
don't know about that.
Look at that worldwide box office, though.
Yeah.
It almost made in 1993. It almost made $1 billion. So,
Okay, like I agree with you, Slender, to a point, because I want more dinosaur movies, just good ones. They don't seem to understand how to do any good dinosaur. Like bring the fear back to the dinosaurs and not running around doing stupid things.
Slender, what
Like-
was that dinosaur movie you wanted us to watch recently?
Oh, Velocipaster?
Yeah, I feel like that's the key that Hollywood's missing out on. That's where they need to go.
But they're like, we need more dino movies and dino video games. Dinosaurs are awesome.
So then we get all right.
I
1994.
mean, if you want a good
get,
dinosaur video game, play Ark.
get Lion King beat
I
Forrest.
can't get into that building crap. I don't enjoy it. Like, oh, I gotta go resources and then you spend 6 hours trying to get it and build a hut and a tool. You're like, oh, I gotta go get more, and then 2 days go by and now you got like a wheel on your hut, and it's just
I know.
I don't
so
get it.
to Bobby's point, I had heard they're making a new Lethal Weapon movie. I did not know that Gibson was directing it. I know they're bringing
Yeah,
him
I
back.
hear about that.
He is actually going to be.
I
The
believe
director as
so.
well?
Yeah. And
Oh, very-
Gibson's a good director. He has got to be
Yeah.
one of the most underrated directors out there, hands
Oh,
down.
He's won an Oscar. He's a qualified director.
But when people go to like, oh, who are the best directors? Nobody ever mentions Mel Gibson. Ever.
I mean, you can disagree. You can have your disagreements with Passion of the Christ. It was a well produced and directed movie. Whether I think most of the people who have issues with it either lean into they are generally against the religious principles of Christianity in general, or they try to say that it was just entirely too violent, but it was accurate to what actually occurred. So I think people were
he's done way more than just that, though. Like,
well, that's
had
his peak.
hit after hit.
That's the peak of his directing. I mean, in terms of success, like the money it made.
Oh, okay. For money wise, like
Yeah, I mean,
there's other
Braveheart-
ones would be like
Braveheart is probably his most loved movie as a director.
I would say
Apocalypto might be the best one he's made from a just
wanna
like
rewatch
technical
that.
standpoint.
Yeah, but I think every Christian should watch The Passion of the Christ once and then never again. Because holy crap, it is an amazing movie, and it is, you know, accurate. Like you said, it's brutal. It turns my stomach to watch it, and it's awful. But yeah, I think everyone should see it once.
Let's see. We had Lion King in '94. I had forgot. Did you guys? I forgot. Forrest Gump was a summer movie. Can you remember like when a movie like Forrest Gump was a summer movie? like, but it was good. I went and saw Forrest Gump when I was a kid in the theaters because it just looked like a good movie, and it was. And I was happy having gone to see it.
I don't think I saw that one in theater. I definitely saw Lion King in theater because that was like I was a kid.
Yeah. Die Hard with a Vengeance. That is I don't know. Which is your favorite Die Hard? I mean, the first one is great. It's classic, but I feel like Die Hard with a Vengeance might be the most fun, just entertaining Die Hard movie.
I still like the OG.
Yeah, it's OG all the way, especially just because the character he stays as it's just a guy caught in the wrong situation, and he's just got to find a way out.
See, what I liked about Die Hard with a Vengeance is that was just him in New York being his normal cop, and the situation sought him out on purpose. So it was a little easier to buy for a sequel. I thought Samuel L. Jackson worked really well against him as a foil / buddy cop style thing. And I doubt that they could. You remember the scene that kicked off their partnership, right? Does everyone remember in Die Hard with a Vengeance what he had to do that was going to get him killed in Harlem?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will not describe it.
No, I won't describe it either. But it's another thing where, like, man, in 2023, just even thinking what that scene entailed is going to get you in a lot of trouble.
I mean, in 2023, what that scene entailed, he could have done, and people could have found out why he had done it, and they would still cancel him.
Yeah, they still would have canceled him. Oh, and look at that. It won against Batman Forever.
I mean, that makes sense. Batman Forever was not a good Batman.
Batman Forever, people like... All right, Yeti, maybe you're younger than me, so you remember. People loved Batman Forever when it came out. It was a popular Batman movie. It was actually very well received.
Well received or making money? Because those are different things.
No, they are not different things.
They are 100% different because it's going off of the goodwill of the previous good Batman movies. That's why
the previous Batman movie was Batman Returns, which people had a lot of problems with.
Yeah, but you still have that good will developed over time. That's the reason why Marvel is only starting to fail now, because they had that goodwill built up over a decade, and with that goodwill, people will forgive a couple mistakes and continue to support. So they get their bad movies.
He's kind of right on this one. They want to like it.
Yes. Yeah, they really want to like it. But
I remember distinctly being around when that came out, and it was everywhere. It was popular. The soundtrack sold bazillions of CDs.
I mean, the soundtrack did sell bazillions.
I mean, someone's just joined the chat. Tina, you have the best takes. Can you agree with me that people liked Batman Forever when it came out?
But it doesn't change that the amount of money it makes doesn't determine what the popularity was, or like that the support, just because goodwill is something that's hard to destroy. Marvel is doing that, and we will I doubt people are going to go back, because once goodwill is gone, it's gone for a long time. It takes a very long time to rebuild.
Brahma makes a good point that was actually peak Jim Carrey too. That was when he was at his actual peak, when people liked him.
Dude, I still contest to this day that Jim Carrey was an amazing Riddler. I just don't know why Two-Face decided to be a Jim Carrey as well.
So now the rumor is, and this is another, I think, lie being floated by Kevin Smith, is that there's some kind of Schumacher cut of Batman Forever that's dark and serious, and I just don't believe that. Yeah, this was that U2 song that was it was a really cool video too because it was like an animated comic book. Yeah, for Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me. That was a good one. And don't forget, Seal had that. I mean, that song is still on the radio all the time. Kiss from a Rose.
And we have our
and-
bad take for this.
And Tina brings the bad day.
I mean, she understood it was a bad take by the upside down
Yeah, that's
smiley
true.
face. Like,
Yeah, you're right. The upside down smiley face is there. Yep, there is Brahma. Kiss from a Rose. That song was huge. Is huge. It's great.
Independence Day, man. I
Oh,
remember
Independence
loving
Day.
that when it came out.
But look what it won the summer against.
That was another.
Twister.
Yeah, that was. I like Twister as well. I saw both of those in theater.
But look at this. What this is like. So
yeah, but here's the thing, dude. I would sooner believe that aliens with force field technology blew up the White House than you can tie yourself to a fucking spigot and not get lacerated by all the damn tools.
They were
that
in
were
a
in the
well.
barn
They were
that
in a
got
well,
picked up
Slender.
by the tornado.
It was a well, and it was very well made leather.
I don't even care. I'm not even saying
was
that
it
they
red leather or
not
yellow leather? Red leather, yellow leather.
whether they stayed on the spigot
Weather
or
leather,
not,
leather
that
weather.
is the
What?
part I can buy. The part I can't buy is I saw hacksaws and wood saws and pitchforks and everything else in the barn that they ran out of right before that happened,
But
and they would have been
Slender,
impaled by all of them.
Slender, you don't understand. Rock beats scissors.
But what about Gale Force winds?
Yeah.
Oh, screw you. That was way better than you guys let. Oh my god. Hey, fuck you guys. That one that was good.
Oh,
Okay.
It was a Rockwell versus
Uh-huh.
all right.
Oh
This
wait,
is
You're
our. I
explaining
think
it, that
this.
makes
I'll be one second.
This might be our what I think is our first weak year, 1997. We got Lost World Jurassic Park, which made 618 million worldwide, pretty good for 1997.
Yeah, but it was a pretty terrible movie.
Yeah, and it beat Men in Black, which I think is okay, but it isn't one of my. I mean, it's solid, but it's not a classic.
Men in Black is better than Lost World.
Oh, Brahma, too soon. Too soon.
It wasn't just carbon fiber, it was a carbon fiber titanium weave.
Yeah.
And you never use a weave when you're trying to make
Look,
something that can withstand
Here-
pressure.
here's what I can tell you, having gone to a school where fights happened a lot with people, the weaves will always fail. They'll come out, they'll be on the ground. You never want to trust a
They
weave.
are a weak point.
Yep. And Bob, yeah, they're making sequels to all these 90 movies now because they're making a second Twister. Of course, unfortunately, Bill Paxton has passed away, so he's not going to be able to be in it. Which I don't. I guess Helen Hunt
I mean,
is
through
still going to be
through
in
the
it.
power of CG, anybody can be in it.
Now here is a look at 1998. We get Armageddon, and look at what the number 2 movie was. Now that is a classic summer year right there.
How Armageddon beat Saving Private Ryan is beyond me.
I can tell you how it beat Saving Private Ryan. You can go back and watch Armageddon a second time and have a good time. Saving Private Ryan impacts you to your soul, and you need a little bit of time. When you watch that in theater, I don't know if I was actually I would stand outside the theater when the doors would open for Saving Private Ryan, and I never heard people saying anything coming out of it. They just had a look on their face like they had just
No, you are
Had-
contemplating the
Yes.
gravity of that movie.
because the end is what does it when they do that part because at the beginning when they do that they do that fade in over the face of what you find out later is Ryan at the graveyard to Tom Hanks at Omaha Beach. You're kind of trained to think that must be Tom Hanks old, right? But it's not. It turns out that it's Private Ryan, older. And so when he looks at his wife, and I think we all, if you've seen the movie, it's something that you remember when after you've seen the whole movie and know about all the loss that people went through to save him, and he looks at his wife after he's hopefully led a very happy, fulfilled life. He's got his children with him, his grandchildren, and he looks at them, and he looks at his wife specifically, and she's like, "Tell me I'm a good man. Tell me, that I led a good life," because he needs to know in his soul to justify to himself the sacrifice these people made. That sticks with you. That is what a movie can really do, to just latch in there and get you.
I mean, it's what a movie used to be able to do.
Yeah.
I can't say I've seen it in any recent movies.
Yeah.
I'm racking my brain.
Yeah, Tina saying she remembers people leaving the theater before the opening scene ended due to the violence. Yeah, that was the first time people, I think, had seen what World War II really was like.
Yeah, that's called Normandy. The beaches, they were that bad, probably worse.
Omaha Beach, I mean, dropping on entrenched positions and just like hoping you have enough waves of men to take the position before, with all that fire. It's just
dude, and with those bunkers and those weapons, it's a fucking turkey shoot. Like,
and
you are going to lose so many people trying to take that position.
And the Germans had the best. And the Germans had the best machine guns available at the time.
They did. They had extremely good weaponry.
Yeah,
they were leading it.
So Saving Private Ryan, that was also Vin Diesel's big break. Vin
Diesel was in that.
Yeah, he was
that was one of his first movies.
Exactly. Yeah, he got cast and was in that. And
I don't remember him.
Yeah, he was the one who got shot trying to save the kid towards the beginning.
Okay.
It's probably been a while since you watched it, but yeah. But that's why Armageddon won, because Armageddon, even though Armageddon was rewatchable sad. Like, I can tell you that
it was a good movie too. Like, it was enjoyable.
I will tell you, like, moms, like, I'm talking like women in the from 25 to 50 would come out of that movie crying because, remember the very end is, Bruce Willis sacrificing himself. But so that
I don't
one
think
got
it was
moms.
just moms that were coming out crying. Like, it was a touching scene.
It was, yeah. It was. I mean, it was
like talking to his daughter and like.
Do you know? And like, that was also. I feel like here's the real question: was that the best Michael Bay movie that he ever made?
No. The one with.
I mean, well, you've got
Nicolas Cage.
The Rock. The Rock is good.
The Rock is the best movie.
Yeah, The Rock. Probably The Rock, then Armageddon. I know people probably go Bad Boys, but I think I prefer Armageddon over Bad Boys, honestly.
Oh, Armageddon is definitely better than Bad Boys. Not to mention,
I thought I was going to have a fight by suggesting that, because usually people have Bad Boys like really high up.
No, Bad Boys is good. Armageddon is, people sleep on how good Armageddon was beloved when it came out.
Here's the problem.
It's still good.
I don't disagree with you, Yeti. I also think that it'd probably be Bad Boys, Armageddon, and then The Rock at the top. And I guess a lot of people like Bad Boys, but I feel like, okay, it's another buddy cop movie in a saturated market. Like, if I compare Bad Boys to Lethal Weapon, man, fuck Bad Boys.
Like, yeah, it doesn't resonate the same way those other two movies really did.
I'll take Beverly Hills Cop over Bad Boys.
But so here's where I think the difference is. The reason The Rock comes in ahead is because of Ed Harris's performance as the villain of the movie. If you think about it, Bad Boys.
Ed Harris is amazing in everything.
Yeah. Well, but having a great villain can make the movie better. Bad Boys is the chemistry between Will Smith and Martin Lawrence is good. They're at peak buddy cop performance. Tay Leone actually looked really smoking in that movie too. It was Joe Pantoliano as the captain is great, but the villain, the bad guy, is like, he's just generic. Was it like generic
And that was,
cartel drug dealer bad guy?
the nice thing about The Rock too was that was before a relatable villain became a fucking trope.
Yeah. Tango and Cash
Yeah,
over Bad
because
Boys
it can
from
be
Brahma
done
Bull.
well. Like
Yes.
that's
Well,
always my
Ed
issue
Harris in The Rock
these
is
days.
exactly how you do well. He was doing terrible things. He had good reasons to do what he was doing, but he took it too far.
Well, ever since the Dalmatians pushed his mother off the balcony, he was he just hadn't been the same.
Plus, I'm gonna be, like, as somebody who's from a military family, and knowing what a lot of our vets have gone through, just in general, let alone people who've done special forces things where what you do is literally denied by the government. The idea that he would be the basically, head of clandestine services for the military, and he got so fed up with how many of his guys died and they got nothing, no recognition, no monetary compensation, none of that, and that was what motivated him, was what could speak to the audience in a way where you're like, I get that position completely. Would I steal VX nerve gas and, and threaten the world? Probably not, but I kind of get where you're coming from. And Slender's right. They've now made it to the point where, the writers aren't trying to write a relatable villain and still acknowledge he did terrible things.
Yeah, you have to acknowledge that it's terrible. It doesn't,
and
like, they can have reasons and you can explore those reasons. It doesn't take away from how bad, like, what they're doing is.
And the best way they did it, I think, in The Rock was, when Michael Biehn comes up out of that, that sewer pipe, and he's having the "No, I will not give that order," the stand down argument with Ed Harris.
Yeah, when he tells him, like you, I took an oath to defend this country from all enemies, foreign and domestic.
And
then
Ed
they get
Harris,
in the argument. And he's like, you issue the order to stand down. You walked into the wrong goddamn room.
Yeah, and Ed Harris, and he does a great performance. Like, you can see the genuine anguish where he knows that this is what's gonna happen. Like, what's gonna, like, these guys are they're being fired. They're gonna be fired on. He even says it. You're in a compromised position. We have the elevate. Anakin Skywalker should have remembered what happened to Michael Biehn. When you don't have the high ground, you get roasted. So it was so good. So that one, yeah. But I do think what I love about Armageddon, and maybe this is just kind of old fashioned, is the genuine, just unrequited patriotism of Armageddon. Like, there's American flags everywhere. This is all about, like,
Dude,
American.
have you watched The Rock?
Yeah. But it's
There's
all about
American flags everywhere in that movie too.
Yeah, but Armageddon is genuinely about how it took America to solve the problem. We had to recruit and use the best of the best from the American.
I'll tell you, there's one thing Armageddon has over The Rock. You know what that one thing is?
Liv Tyler is?
No. Steve
No,
Buscemi. Fuck Liv Tyler.
Oh, yeah, because Steve Buscemi going nuts was funny. Like, when he's taped up at the end and they're about to do re-entry, and he's like, hey, can we kind of just forget about the whole trying to kill all of you thing?
Steve Buscemi is fantastic in everything.
Well, and it has one of my favorite lines. Hey, do you realize we're sitting on 300 million moving parts that cost, umpteen $1 billion to build, all built by the lowest bidder? Oh, and of course, I forget what his name is, the guy who played the Russian cosmonaut. This is how he fixed things on Russian space station.
Yeah, he's funny too. I like him.
Yeah, so Armageddon...
He was also in Constantine. He
played a great devil. Yep. All right, 1999. We get the Star Wars coming back. The Phantom Menace, worldwide box office of almost $1 billion in 1999. People like to hate on this movie, but when it came out, it was successful and people liked it.
Here's the thing. I would love everything about this movie if they had just axed the pod racing scene. I hated the pod racing sequence. It was drawn out, too long, boring. I didn't like the kid. Like, I didn't like the kid.
Here we go to our Lebowski fans in the house. He was one of the nihilists in the Big Lebowski. We're talking about the guy nihilist, the one who the actor who played the Russian cosmonaut, and then the devil in Constantine.
We believe in nothing, Mr. Lebowski, nothing. And tomorrow we come back and we cut off your Johnson.
Say what you want about the Nazis. At
Yes,
least they have an ethos.
Yes. Bobby brings him that was a terrible line. Oh, I'll try spinning. That's a nice trick. Wizard.
Yeah, I hated like I don't know. The kid just it didn't work. I know a lot of people don't like older Anakin Skywalker, but I thought older Anakin Skywalker was done extremely well. Because to anyone who's ever raised a teenager, that's like every fucking teenager.
But yeah,
they're like, he's such a whiny bitch. I'm like, have you met a teenager?
And then Tina's Star Wars bad take is that she did not like the prequel trilogy. That's kind of
I agree with you, Tina, 100%. I didn't think any of them were particularly good. I fell asleep during the second.
Here's the
thing.
Brahma is correcting your.
Yeti, Brahma is correcting your Lebowski knowledge. It's the tenets of national.
Of course, Brahma knows. Yeah.
So here's the thing, Yeti. I'm gonna come down middle of the road on this one. I do think the second of the prequel trilogy, episode 2, is the weakest. But I don't think any of the movies is as bad as people made them out to be. I think they all have redeeming qualities that make them okay.
Yeah, they have good qualities. You could
compared to the originals, they're nowhere near. But
yeah, it was the character development, and the relationships. The relationship was so flat and unbelievable. Like, I hate sand. Like, she's swooning over your sand hatred. Oh my god.
No, she swooned over him murdering a bunch of sand people.
So Brahma is agreeing with Tina's take, so it's not that bad a take.
Yeah.
But I will say
Bobby's pointing out that yes, poor Jake Lloyd, he was actually before this movie came out, he was actually a very well regarded child actor. He had done some other work, and him and who was the Sixth Sense kid? Why am I going blank on his name?
Wait, they're not the same kid?
No. Anyway, they were kind of, back and forth for which would be the better kid actor. And I think Jake Lloyd got screwed because George Lucas wrote a terrible kid Anakin. At least the lines were pretty bad for him.
The lines were pretty terrible.
The prequels should have
Haley Joel Osment. Thanks, Tina. Haley Joel Osment.
The prequels just should have been the third movie stretched out into a trilogy there, explaining the proper descent. Because like one of my biggest issues with that third one is he goes from just being an angry teenager to just slaughtering children in a matter of like a 15-minute period. It's like, Yeti, oh my god, this is not right.
Look at Yeti being a racist. Yeti, you're being a racist again. He slaughtered children in the second movie too. You just don't count them because they're natives.
Yeah, no shit. He killed sand people.
Yeah, apparently Yeti doesn't count sand people.
I would say the only good things that came out of the original trilogy were I liked the lore behind the Clone Wars. I did enjoy that, but poorly executed visually. Count Dooku was a fucking joke, but Darth Maul was amazing, and
he was cool. Yeah,
the Obi-Wan Anakin fight was whether you like the movie or not, that fight was extremely enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, that there is no arguing that. Everything else around that sucked.
Yeah,
but that thing that made it that was like its only redeeming quality.
I
just like somehow Palpatine returned. Bobby says somehow Robot Chicken wrote a better script for young Anakin.
I would have preferred the conspiracy theory behind Jar Jar Binks being a Sith Lord.
That
God,
would have been great.
that actually would have been really good.
If it's true
Like-
that he wanted to do that, but then he didn't have the balls to follow through with it, man, if you had the balls to follow through with that, it would have been amazing.
Oh,
Because
like,
it,
could
yeah,
you imagine?
it would have did that thing where it complete, like, basically, it's funny because
It would have been a Luke, I am your father moment.
no, it would have been very similar to the movie that was second to Star Wars that year, which was The Sixth Sense. For a lot of people, when you get to the end of that movie and when you find out that Bruce Willis is dead, you can go back and watch it again, and it completely changes how you see all of the interactions that were happening. You're like, holy shit, he didn't actually speak to anybody on screen. Yeah. Nobody on screen actually made eye contact with him. It works perfectly, but you don't even notice it because you're just trained to kind of make assumptions. Like through the movie, when you think the wife is just giving him the cold shoulder because he's just throwing himself into his work and ignoring her. And from people who are married, you're like, oh, that kind of makes sense. I can see.
Well, and then another one where they do that is Fight Club. Like, it's really weird going back after the big reveal in Fight Club and seeing the way he interacts with people and how they're only ever paying attention to one of them.
Yep.
It would have been I think more Usual Suspects. Like you have that transition at the third where Jar Jar is just starting to show his evil side, and he's like going from the like dumb idiot to just this like competent. You just see the walk start changing. He starts like, I don't know, raising boulders. Oh, it'd be epic.
Usual Suspects was an amazing movie too.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a fun thing. All right, so in the year 2000, Mission Impossible 2
be Gladiator?
Because it made more money. Tom Cruise.
Yeah, it made more money at the box office. I'll bet you if you go back and you look at the sales and everything, like DVD sales and everything else, I'll bet you Gladiator has more at this point because it exploded.
No, but what is interesting is this was previously the only Mission Impossible movie that was the top summer box office.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be really poetic that it's 23 years later, Tom Cruise legit has a chance again with a Mission Impossible movie to be the top summer box office. Oh, Brahma brings up
it's going to.
I think Brahma finally makes the good point, and once it loads up, I'll be able to show. This is probably what made the difference. Gladiator was rated R.
Oh yeah.
Which means it's generally a lower box office performer because everybody just can't get in.
That's true.
And parents don't always let their kids go to it. Now it was an R for Just Violence. I mean, I say Just Violence, but it earned its R.
It probably I think it earned its R when you watch the kid get fucking killed.
Yeah, when they just run him over with the horses. Yeah.
Yeah, and then later
he's hanging from
hanging. Yeah.
But it's going to be really cool to see Tom Cruise because honestly, Mission Impossible 2 is the weakest of all the Mission Impossible movies. So it's going to be nice to maybe have another one come in and do that. Oh, look at that Shrek. And then it won the summer against
Pearl Harbor. Yeah, Pearl Harbor was pretty garbage.
Pearl Harbor is one of Michael Bay's weakest movies. He used the capital he earned with Armageddon, and he made that.
It wasn't very good.
No. What was the line? There was a song in Team America where the line in it was Pearl, where they keep ripping on Cuba Gooding Jr. being better than Ben Affleck, and then the end of the song is Pearl Harbor sucked a little more than I Love You. The South Park guys just are relentless.
Well, Brahma knows the answer.
Pearl Harbor sucked and I miss you.
Oh, best Spider-Man too.
Oh yeah, we're coming look at this. When we have Shrek, so when it's 2002 Spider-Man worldwide box office and it beat Attack of the Clones.
That's the one with Toby, right?
Oh yeah, that was so huge. Why does Michael Bay get to keep on making movies? I don't know, because the Transformer movies got so progressively worse. And then he did movies like The Island, which were terrible.
I can't believe they're still shitting out Transformer movies, if I'm honest. Like, the first one was pretty good. The second one was not very good. And then they sucked. Like, they all sucked after that.
They did. They sucked so bad. The first one was okay, and it had potential to get better, but it didn't. That was a line in the song. That was okay. Yep. Everybody's now coming in chat always with the answer. It was actually part of the Team America song. But yeah, Spider-Man 2002. That was the first movie that made over $100 million in one weekend. And
that was a big hit.
I know. I was effing working that weekend, and it was just relentless, Yeti. Relentless. Every theater we had.
I still contest that is the best Spider-Man movie that has been made.
Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 is better.
You think so?
Easy,
Yes,
yeah.
100%. The Doc Ock character is way better.
Yeah,
than the Green Goblin.
you're right. Yeah.
And Tobey Maguire's got a bit more.
Yeah, and the Kirsten Dunst, Tobey Maguire chemistry and story is much better handled in part 2 than in part 1.
Kirsten Dunst was a perfect Mary Jane, in my opinion.
You know what's funny is they cast the blonde to be the redhead, and then they cast the redhead to be the blonde, because in Spider-Man 3 they got Bryce Dallas Howard to play Gwen Stacy, which was interesting. It's just that,
we do
Kirsten
not
Dunst.
Speak of Spider-Man 3.
Oh, you don't want to do the emo dance?
Dude, that I gotta say, like, I am so glad Spider-Man 3 happened because of those memes.
Yeah.
Bully Maguire, those are hilarious.
Everything about that movie was changed last minute to turn into a disaster.
Yes,
like the original vision was going to be so much better.
If it spawns meme fodder, that makes up for it, in my opinion.
All right, so 2002 looks like it might be a little weaker because it had Attack of the Clones as second, but I'm going to go through some of the other summer movies that came out.
That makes it weaker?
Well, because in terms of just being a classic summer movie year, because Attack of the Clones is probably, I think, objectively the weakest of the prequel movies.
Yeah, but given the time, like context, it was massive. Like everybody talked about Star Wars and Spider-Man. Like that was a big year.
Yeah, and even back, Attack of the Clones wasn't very good. Like I went and saw it in theaters. Like everybody went and saw it regardless.
Absolutely.
But I'm just going to give you a couple other movies that came out that same summer so that you can see it, just so I can tell you there was some classic movies. Bourne Identity came out in June that year, which
Bourne Identity was good.
Minority Report also came out in June.
I also like Minority Report.
And
that was 2002.
And Signs.
The effects were really good.
Signs, which is one of my favorite M. Night Shyamalan movies.
Oh, that movie was awful.
Signs is probably one of the best M. Night Shyamalan movies.
They came to a water world where they're allergic to water. Who goes to a water world where your main threat is everywhere? It could come down from the sky randomly and murder your entire civilization.
You just need to swing away, kid.
You know what I thought was funny.
Here's the thing.
Signs?
Tina's
I don't know who she's agreeing with.
That's what I'm saying. She did the perfect chat because she's like agreed about Signs. She could be it's Schrodinger's chat. It could be
Here's the problem with the whole Signs movie. Going to a farm is one of the worst things you could do. Like, what if the sprinklers came on and started watering the corn? You know, like there are farms that have automated water distribution.
Yeah, most of the farms do.
Ooh, you know what else came out in 2002? And I completely forgot about this movie till I just was looking at the chart. Reign of Fire.
That was fun. I saw
I need
that
to
in
go back
theaters.
and watch that movie again.
Here's the thing.
I watched it recently. Like the graphics are surprisingly good for this time, and it's a total popcorn flick. Like it's fun.
Yeah,
It's
when-
a
a good
popcorn
cast,
flick,
too.
but
When Matthew McConaughey is all bald and crazy with the axe jumping towards
Yes.
the
Here's
dragon,
the
you
thing.
don't tell me that's not awesome, Slender? Fuck you.
they got good actors. They had great special effects. The story was crap.
Yeah, that's a popcorn flick. Though.
Like the,
so
the
many
concept,
A summer
the
movie
concept
doesn't
was
have to
there.
be great.
It could have
like,
been better.
story.
Like
it could easily. So many movies could be better though. You know?
But what I'm saying is, it's not a good movie. It could have been a good movie. It
I'm
had
not
everything
saying
it
it's a good
needed to
movie.
be a good movie, but it was poorly written and poorly executed.
I'm not saying it was a good movie. I'm saying it was a fun movie. Big difference.
All right, so here we
I'll
have a
give you
nice, we have another couple year run here. Look at this, 2003, Finding Nemo beats Pirates of the Caribbean. That's some classics right there. And let
Damn,
me see-
like Pirates is like that is massive too. That movie still holds up.
the
like-
first one does 100%.
Oh,
Yeah.
you go back and like it gives you goosebumps. Like, man, this is powerful stuff.
You know,
Oh,
the
the-
only thing this is teaching me is that people make bad decisions when they go to the theater.
Hey, Finding Nemo was a good movie.
I guess it started with Lincoln and it just never stopped.
Well, here's some other summer movie. Here's the other summer movies that aren't on the list that also came out. X2, X-Men United, which is probably the best of that original trilogy of X-Men
Oh,
movies.
God, X2 had me so excited at the end where we were finally starting to see the Phoenix, and then you got to X3,
Oh,
and
that was so
they
bad.
just threw that out the goddamn window. Like it was.
Here's the problem with those.
Bruce
those
Almighty
X-Men
came out
movies.
in summer of 2003.
None of them were that good. Like none of the X-Men movies were that good. Don't get me wrong. Old boy,
There
Playing
was
Wolverine
potential, though.
Was
There was
amazing.
It was potential.
It was, and once again, you had good casting, all the right people to play the characters, great material. You just didn't quite write a story that was worth making a movie out of.
Yes, I agree with you.
Do you know here? I'm gonna give. I'm just looking at 2003. SWAT also came out that year, so we know Mad would probably vote for that one as
I saw that was a fun movie.
it was.
It was
But
good. It was
here's a fun like this is
Good fun.
I'm about to tell you a summer movie that made over $100 million in 2003, and you're gonna be shocked because it's Seabiscuit, the movie about a thoroughbred racehorse with
No, that was a
Tobey
big deal at the
Maguire
time.
as the jockey. It
Yeah, that was a big deal at the time. I
Well,
that
remember
movie
that.
made
Tobey
over
Maguire
$100
was
million.
huge.
Yeah,
and-
and like
Ooh.
that had all the women like
The Italian
raring to
Job
go.
came out in 2003. That was a
And
good
it
one.
started this weird thing because another great movie that came out around that time, probably a little bit after Seabiscuit, Hidalgo. Hidalgo was really fun.
Yeah,
Yep.
but I remember hearing about Seabiscuit and like that's Ghost all over again. Women love horses. Tobey Maguire was at like the top of his career. So that's not shocking in any way, shape, or form to me.
Man, Freddy vs. Jason came out that year. August.
Underrated. See,
American Wedding, which was
Didn't
the
Jason
end
win
of the.
though? I didn't like that.
no, it was like a tie.
Oh, did they do the tie
Oh,
thing?
League
Yeah,
of
because-
Extraordinary Gentlemen came out that summer.
Dude, what I want now is a crossover where it's Freddy versus Jason versus King Kong versus Godzilla.
Oh wait,
But they're tiny.
2003 was a good year.
So?
One Open Range came out in 2003. So
Then
that
you
was
get
a
to the
good one.
point where like Freddy rides Godzilla and Jason rides King Kong.
All right, what you
I don't
watch
think
in your
either of
own-
them are gonna let anyone ride them.
Oh, 28
This
days later.
has holes, Slender.
Do you remember 28 Days Later, the first like fast-moving zombie movie?
Loved
Wait,
it.
my really
Except
bad
the
take,
end.
I
Oh,
loved LXG. What's LXG?
I'm not
League of
sure.
Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Oh yeah, that was a fun movie.
Yeah, that came out that same
Oh.
summer.
It
Yeah,
was
again,
2003.
fun movie.
terrible. I
That
feel
was-
like I give it more credit than it's due because I love Sean Connery,
You know,
but
and that is his last movie ever. He retired after that. It's sad,
But-
but he,
Okay, I'm still going. It might not be
I-
a good movie,
look,
fun movie.
I know what Yeti's about to say for 2003. He's like the Lizzie McGuire movie. It changed his life.
Of course, whose life didn't it change?
Lizzie McGuire movie.
Hillary Duff, or
Oh boy.
Oh God, you're really like revealing way too much about yourself right now, Chad.
the fact that I have a wife who had lots of younger siblings who watched that television at the time. Yeah, yeah.
And
She
you
is
de-
child
derailed
one
me
of
from
10.
something I was gonna talk about. What the hell was I? What were we talking about before that point? Because I had something going on in my head, and
I don't know, but I'm amazed that Shrek 2 managed to beat Prisoner of Azkaban and
I
Spider-Man
am
2.
surprised about that too. And Spider-Man 2. Like,
Yeah. But look at that worldwide box office for Shrek 2. Almost $1 billion in 2004.
Is Prisoner of Azkaban the second Harry Potter movie?
third.
No, that's
third.
the third.
The third? I'm surprised then. 'cause,
I
like,
know.
Nobody
It's the one with
shuts up about Harry Potter these days.
I mean, people nowadays don't, I think Prisoner, like Harry Potter was just, they were releasing those movies like every year. They were making bank.
They were. I
And
mean, they were
that's why-
printing money.
Yeah, that's why Warner Brothers wants to make more of them. Yeah.
I call it's around every 30 years they reboot.
Oh, I
um,
forgot about the Steven
franchises.
Spielberg War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise.
I remember that they made it. I think I've seen it, but I don't remember it at all.
Yeah, I remember it was it had Morgan Freeman doing the voiceover, and I just remember at the end they killed him. Oh look! All right, here we go. We had Star Wars.
Lucifer
War of the
zombies.
Wedding Crashers came out in 2005. Made
28
200.
days later?
Yeah. So that movie, like the first half was incredible. And then the second half, as soon as they settle down with those military dudes, it comes to kind of a slog. Still an okay movie, but it could have gone in such a better direction. Like it
I
was
mean,
it
it
was
revolutionized
prime.
zombies.
Pardon?
It revolutionized zombies.
Yeah, because of the first half, not the second half of the movie. Second half, I don't think anybody cares about the second half of that movie.
I don't
All right,
remember.
so
But,
here's some.
man.
All right, here's some more
That first
2000. All right, 2005 movies. Again, this is all what we're trying to point out is how awesome summer movies used to be. 2005. In addition to Revenge of the Sith and War of the Worlds, you also got Wedding Crashers, which was a classic comedy and
Yeah.
is awesome. You got Batman Begins, which relaunched the entire Batman.
That's
was a big one.
that's the Christian
Christian Bale.
Christian
Batman.
Bale.
Yeah. I mean,
Mr.
those are my favorites of all the
Mr. and
Batmans.
Mrs. Smith with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
Dude, I
which
watched
was-
that a couple weeks ago. It's still phenomenal.
It's good. Man, this is just making me feel old. Like these movies were released in 2005.
The
No, that's not
40-year-old
right.
the
This is
40-year-old
making me
virgin.
feel like after this show is over, we got to watch like 15 movies.
I
The
know.
40 do you speaking to what comedy used to be like, the 40-year-old virgin released in 2005, and that movie was hilarious.
Well, that
Yeah.
was back when Seth Rogen was funny.
Seth
Well,
Rogen was never funny.
He was funny as a limited role
Superbad?
supporting actor, which is what he was in Superbad, and
He wrote
40-year-old
Superbad
virgin.
though.
he might have written it, but he didn't star in it. Like the
Yeah,
stars
but
were
still that like he had comedy back then, and then
Plus, he had Bill Hader to play off of
What-
him. Bill Hader
what
is a
Seth
genuinely
Rogen-
funny guy.
What Seth Rogen needs to understand is he is like candy corn. Like a candy corn or two is pretty good, but
no,
like, by the third or fourth candy corn, I fucking hate them, and I wish no one had ever made them.
Oh, Dukes of Hazzard came out in 2005. Do you remember when with Johnny Knoxville?
Oh,
and
yeah.
Sean William Scott.
yeah, 2000 like that era was so much better than where we are right now.
It is not
Everything
a summer
is
movie
better.
because it came out in February, but Constantine came out in 2005.
Yeah, that was a
Okay.
good year. I went to the theater a lot in 2000.
Sin City came out in April, just before
Sin
the summer
City
movie.
was
That's
a
a
good movie.
Big year, yeah. I saw all these in theater, man.
Sky High which is
Did not see
under-
that in theater.
Sky High is a kids movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red
Tim
I
Eye.
wasn't
Allen.
no kid.
Red Eye, which is kind of an underrated little thriller of a movie. Do you with the air? With
Yeah, I remember.
Cillian Murphy, Mr. Oppenheimer playing the villain in that one. Oh yeah, so that was a pretty loaded year as well. So that, I mean, in 2005, you had a lot of great movies you could have gone to see. All right, 2006. This looks like a weak lineup because Dead Man's Chest was kind of but it made $1 billion.
Oh, okay. Let's like, you're going through to retrospect. Like, these were massive.
Yeah, I still like Dead Man's Chest. I thought
Yeah.
it was still pretty good.
Especially
it's just-
compared to today.
The story
It's
makes
still
no
good.
sense. It just doesn't.
It's still good.
like when
Hey, little
Barb-
Chad,
Yes.
how many times have you gone out on the high seas?
like a couple, not
Out there? Like really out there? Have you seen blue water?
yeah, cruise ships and such.
Nothing makes sense out there, man. Nothing.
Okay, like Barbosa showing back up alive because they still didn't
See that
really
blue water, then a man's asshole starts looking real good. Isn't that right, Slender?
No, that's why the walruses, man. Walruses.
So, all right,
Or
2006.
Manatees. It's manatees. Those are the
All right,
ones.
let's look at the stuff. All right, 2006, Pirates of the Caribbean was the number one. X-Men. That's the year X-Men Last Stand came out, Yeti. So that's
Oh,
when they screwed up.
That was
on,
such an awful move. Like, I came out angry out of that theater.
Da
I
Vinci
was
Code
so
came out and
pissed off.
made
That
$200
was
million.
That was
Superman
massive.
Returns. All right, people think Superman Returns was a failure. It made $200 million. It's just that they had rolled 20 years of production development into it, so it had a ridiculous budget. But it made the money it should have. Mission Impossible 3 came out that year. The Depart. Oh no, that was in summer. The Breakup. Do you remember with Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Aniston? The
Dude,
irony
Vince
was
Vaughn's movies are all underrated for some reason.
Well, I think we know the reason. He
well,
doesn't
yeah.
have the right politics. So
Yeah. But I will say The Breakup it's one of those movies that's kind of, I guess it's supposed to be kind of funny, but it's not. It's actually pretty depressing. Like, good movie, great story. Well told, well acted. I don't want to watch it ever again.
let's see. Other summer movies
The
that
Departed
year.
was one of my favorite movies of all time. That
The
that
Departed
is-
came out that year.
that movie is so
It is not a
incredibly
summer
good.
movie, but V for Vendetta came out in March of that year.
man. I felt like V for Vendetta was so much bigger.
It's gotten bigger over the years
Hello,
because
Matt.
it predicted the freaking future.
Yeah,
Yep,
but
it
at the
certainly
time it was huge. Like I remember watching that and like it was incredible at the time.
Dude, I've watched that movie probably a dozen times. I love V for Vendetta.
Oh, the acting was phenomenal in it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so 2006, I think, was a good year for movies, but the summer movie season was a little weaker for like classics that you just can't stop talking about and raving
For
about.
classics, but though
Yeah.
like everything in there had this massive hype machine behind it though.
All right,
Like
and
Da
then we
Vinci Code, people are going crazy.
here we come to
Oh man, missed it.
2007.
We talked about one of his favorite movies earlier, but that was years ago now.
Oh yeah, SWAT came up
How has Harry Potter not been the leading at least
because
one of these years?
because Harry Potter they used to release in November,
Yeah.
so it's not a summer
then
movie.
why does it
most
go
of the years.
won the summer against Order of the Phoenix?
Because sometimes I can tell you it was the weirdest thing. They would like rotate. One release would be a summer release and one would be a fall release.
And here's the other thing that a lot of people don't get at this point, but adults weren't going and seeing Harry Potter in theaters.
I don't know about that.
No, adults today would, but when those movies came out, adults weren't
Oh.
going and seeing them in the theater.
Mad wishes he could be on, but we know who is keeping his meds from him again. That's terrible. That's abuse, Mads. You, I don't.
Can you
I
go
don't know
to
if-
like a battered boyfriend shelter or something?
I mean,
Yeah, is there a home for you?
it's just sad that they would be so cruel.
I know.
We better keep it down though, or she might hear him in his joy.
That's only no. That would
Oh,
only
if
be if
he-
he was
if-
experiencing
Yes,
joy.
any
If
Well,
he
then
has
don't
joy.
say don't say anything that'd make him laugh. All right, kittens.
All right, so 2007, we had it's the number one summer movie was At World's End. It almost made $1 billion off of that thing. It beat out Order of the Phoenix and Spider-Man 3, which Spider-Man 3 opened pretty big, but it just
Yeah, because it was
Yeah, see
awful.
right there.
There
Pirates
was
of the
so much
Caribbean.
hype.
Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End beat out Order of the Phoenix. Like, I'm telling you, yes, nowadays it seems like all these grown-ass men and women love them some Harry Potter. That's because they were kids when these movies were coming out. Like, I was in my late 20s when these movies were coming out. I wasn't going and seeing them.
Yeah.
But we got a family dinner tomorrow, so you can't spend time with your friends. That's her. That's what she sounds like. Hold on. We need to. Slender, can you do the voice better?
But we got a family dinner tomorrow,
Yeah.
so we can't spend
But
time
we
with your
got-
friends.
You're not doing it right. You gotta go, but we got a family dinner tomorrow.
Oh, more New Zealand.
Spend time with your friends.
Yeah, adding the New Zealand. Yeah,
That's her. That's what. No, wait. That's sorry. That's mad. That's her. That's what she sounds.
Oh
like.
no, I've got. Oh, you got to bring it back up. No, okay, here, bring it back up.
Let's see, the exception to
Bring
adults
it
not
back
seeing
up.
Harry
We're
Potter
not done here,
theaters.
Chad.
All right, I'll bring it back.
Okay,
Run the show,
no,
Yeti.
here. This is the proper way. So you can spend time with your friends. That's the proper one.
No, that's movie shredder.
Oh, at home shred is different than movie shredder.
Yes,
Yeah,
we've already been told.
Hold on. Movie shredders, like at home shredders. We got a family dinner. You sit down. Sit down. Shut your mouth. You're not getting meds. You're gonna be happy. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be good for tomorrow. Now shut up and sit there. That's what's probably happening right now. Poor Mad. He's being
You
abused.
sit in that seat and
He's
you
being-
make me bitter.
He's being kept from hanging out with his bros, which would bring him peace of mind. It's terrible.
And
It's-
happiness and
and
joy.
Now we can get to bad takes. Comment.
Yeah, see-
The exception to adults not seeing Harry Potter in the theater is teachers. While in college, my teacher friends were obsessed with the Harry Potter series. I can speak to that. Yes, teachers were always at the theater because they would come in. They would, especially I could tell when it was like one of those half days when it was one of the fall releases. These guys would come over. They used to wear they had to wear lanyards to show that they were teachers to get in the schools around here, and they would just be coming, and you could tell they
Wow.
were teachers.
To kind of build off of that point. No offense to you, Tina, but from what I have seen, oftentimes in the modern era, that tracks because teachers, a lot of them seem to be people who never grew up.
Hmm.
And a lot of them go back to
seems to be a
school just so
trend.
they can feel like they're the coolest kid in school now, I guess.
So Ratatouille came out in 2007. That was another summer.
That one was pretty good.
Yeah.
Not
Knock-
one of the greatest, but
Knocked Up, the comedy with Seth Rogen and
Oh, that was the start of the point where I realized, oh, he's not that funny.
no.
all right now
Or likable, or
No.
Yeah,
charismatic.
that was the start right there.
Now here's my bad take Bojan on 2007 summer movies. Live Free or Die Hard came out that year, and I genuinely enjoyed watching that in the theaters and had a great time and thought it was great.
No, I thought it was fun. I just don't think it's better than Die Hard.
No, it's not, but I just
But no,
that
I
one-
will say Knocked Up is, I think, when people started to realize, oh, Seth Rogen's just fat, ugly, and useless. I don't know how I never realized this before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
and
that was the start.
Yeti Superbad came out that same summer in August. So
What?
Knocked Up at the beginning of June, and then Superbad was August
Okay,
17th.
that I feel like the timeline's off right now. This is all CERN's fault. CERN screwed up the timeline because I thought Superbad was way earlier than Knocked Up.
Man, 1408 came out that year. That movie. I forgot about that. That was a pretty good little.
I actually
horror
love
movie.
1408.
Yeah.
1408 was a good flick.
Oh, when the
That was
clock
one of those, like-
restarts.
yeah.
He's like, I'm finally out, and then it just clips back. Oh,
Yeah. And the scene with his daughter. Oh my god, that shit's gut wrenching.
Oh yeah, and then at the end when he has the tape recorder and it still works,
Yeah.
and his wife is like, "Oh, you're just like some paranoid," and then he plays this recording and his daughter's talking on it, and she's like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
Yeah, Brahma 14. All right, so I'm gonna challenge you on
not
that.
the best. I don't know. The
14
Mist was awesome.
Well,
No,
I was about to
1408
clarify.
is better than the
So
Mist.
here's
no,
where
no,
we-
no.
1408
Mist
is
way
probably the best Stephen King movie. The best is the Mist is the best Frank Darabont Stephen King, because Frank Darabont takes the Stephen King stuff and he actually makes great movies out of it, like Shawshank.
I
And-
really want to see the black and white cut.
I mean-
and I can't seem to find it.
Then you also have to separate it. Like, do you count like when we think Stephen King movies, we obviously think horror movies. Shawshank isn't really a traditional horror movie, but it's a Stephen King story.
It is. It is.
So I mean, there's that. Now The Mist, where The Mist is awesome, but because Frank Darabont changed the ending, that is Frank Darabont. That's not the ending Stephen King came up with, and that ending is what makes The Mist like stick with you. Like,
Yeah.
oh, Green.
Yeah,
Have
Green
you
Mile
guys
wasn't
seen the
horror
black
either.
and white cut of that? Because
Of
that's
The
the way it
Mist?
was originally supposed to go out.
What, the Mist?
Yeah, the Mist was originally supposed to be black and white, which was going to hide any of the CGI problems and bring in a different element of like terror to it. I want to see that cut so bad.
No.
You know, you can
Because-
probably just turn the color off on your monitor or something. Doing a
Or, set it to grayscale.
I don't know if that.
See, Brahma's as Brahma's point, the ending of the Mist movie is much better than the short story, and that is what I think makes the Mist as a movie is the ending. Like when Thomas Jane is in there and he's by himself and then the mist clears, it's like, oh fuck,
Dude, Thomas Jane, another underrated actor, right?
I really like Thomas Jane.
I want another Punisher movie.
I really liked him as Punisher. Like he was.
Did you ever watch
awesome.
that short film that they did, the like Dirty
Yeah, Laundry Day.
Laundry Day? It was great.
Yeah,
The
and it
other
was
thing-
very Punisher because at the end he was like, he didn't kill the guy. He just set the Zippo down right next to him. And that girl who the guy raped killed him. Like, that's a good story.
He also has one of my favorite cameo performances, which was in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, where he's one of the vegan police. And Brandon Routh, and there's like, on this date you ingested a gelato, and he's like, what, gelato's not vegan? And they're like, no, it's milk and eggs, bitch.
And on this day, you partook of a plate of chicken parmesan.
He's like,
Chicken's not
chicken
vegan?
parmesan, de-veganized Ray. You were once
No
a
vegan
vegan.
diet, no vegan powers.
You were once a vegan, now you'll be gone. Let's see. I like the extended cut of Punisher with Thomas Jane. Yeah, the R-rated cut for the first one was great.
Like that. That
Ooh,
movie,
good.
I think, is really underrated.
Breaking good bro news. That might have worked. Stand by.
Hey, speaking of which, we got somebody in the back room.
Oh, all right. You clicked Adam in so that we don't do it at the same time.
Ew.
What's up, boys?
Hello, it's our sponsor,
Yeah,
creator of Brahma Bull's Milk.
creator and main source of.
Who's playing crickets right now?
There's a cricket in the garage. It's been driving me nuts all freaking day.
So crickets
I
got
thought
played
this was
on
a
you.
bit. I thought Yeti was doing this.
Yeah.
Nope, it's actually somewhere in the garage. I can't find
Oh.
it, and it won't shut up.
Oh man, it is coming through.
Sweet.
100%.
Like,
Well,
it's-
Please
Turned
tell
out-
me that you've got to let that cricket still be there the next time you're on a comic stream. That's good.
Like it was a
Only
perfect
Only when culture
entry
talks.
for when he came on.
Oh, have you been enjoying our retrospective and remembering when summer movies were good, Brahma?
Yeah, but there are some that it's like I could have sworn those were different years.
It
I-
doesn't it
I
still make
remember
you feel
camping out for Star Wars with a specific
1999.
group of people, but it was while I was in college and I graduated
Dude,
high
your
school
audio
in
seems to
2000.
be shifting.
Well, I turned down the gain so that the cricket might not be coming through.
Oh, okay.
There, it's back up. Is that better?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds good.
Yeah, I know exactly who I went and we camped
Damn
out
it.
for the movie.
Damn it.
What? Audio wrong?
Is it just me? It's not me, right?
I changed his mic settings from automatically adjust, so maybe that'll do it.
Okay.
So you didn't catch any of that?
There was something about how you thought you were a graduate, you were in college, but you were still in high school.
Well, no, I camped out with a bunch of people for Star Wars.
Phantom
and
Menace?
I know I was in college at that time because I graduated in 2000. And I swear it was Phantom Menace.
I mean, you.
Phantom
I
Menace
don't
was
get it.
May of '99. I remember, 'cause,
Right, which
again,
would have been before I graduated. That's the weird part.
Yeah, there's no way.
I was
I
that
know.
was my senior year in high school, and I was working, man. I left. I skipped my senior skip day. I went over and just picked up an extra shift because Star Wars was opening.
There's no
Yes.
way it was 99 because I swear I was already in the Navy when I went and saw the first one.
Do you guys look? I guarantee
Which
you,
first one?
it was like May 5th, 1999 is when it came out. Phantom
I was
Menace.
still in high school.
Yeah, this thing
What-
is
what movie?
Mandela affecting me all over the place.
Yeah.
What movie?
Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace. Because
May 5th,
everybody
nine-
fell asleep in it because we stayed up. I mean, we had stayed up for like 4 straight days camping. And then by the time we got into the movie, we were all just drained.
It says the Phantom Menace was released in theaters on May 19th, 1999. I don't. This can't
it?
be true.
No, it's definitely 99. I remember being there. I thought it was the 5th. Maybe that's when we had our screening.
That's so weird.
Oh, damn. I'm old enough to have taught all of you in college. Aw.
And that's how you get
against
bad takes.
you. No, it was not. It was 99. Class of 9. Because I remember, because April of No, it was 99 not- is it was when 99. Matrix came out. Class of 9. Because I remember, because April of
Why do I hear
99 is
myself
when
laughing?
Matrix getting
came
echo.
out.
Class of 9.
Oh,
Because I
it's
remember, because
Why
Not
is it
me.
replied over and
99
over?
is
Self
when
laughing.
Matrix getting
came
echo.
out.
Class of 9.
Oh,
I
it's
remember, because
Oh,
Why
the
is it
wavelength
why
connection.
do- what is happening?
who had the speakers on?
Brahma did.
Rama.
Slender. It was.
It
you,
wasn't
Slender.
me. It was Brahma. I saw the little rings expanding around his fucking icon.
But why was it
Ah.
repeating like?
Because there's a
10
delay.
Because it was going
every
through
single
wavelength.
time?
Because there's a delay from when it actually plays. Anyway, whatever.
Brahma,
Whatever.
you know, you're a sponsor and all, so I appreciate that, but you really just come in and ruin the production value here.
You're welcome.
All right. So 2008, rightly so, Dark Knight beat Crystal Skull, which is all. That's
Oh, God.
sometimes the universe does the right thing.
No, it beat it. Crystal Skull still made bank.
But you
Because
know what
people
else?
are really excited for
you know,
Indiana
but
Jones.
but you know what came in third? Iron Man was 2008.
that was a good movie.
Yeah,
it was
so
a good
Iron,
movie, but it was
Iron
also
but
nobody
yeah.
knew anything about it at the time.
Mhm.
Oh
except
yeah,
for
absolutely.
nerds.
Yeah, because to be honest, up until the point that the movie came out, the only thing I knew about Iron Man was he was in one of those old arcade games, and I used him because he was the only one who had like a laser that shot across the whole screen.
Yeah, the Avengers. It was a beat 'em up in the
Yeah.
arcade. A 4-player beat 'em up. You could play as Vision,
You mean
Or
Marvel versus Capcom?
Hawkeye.
The white
Vision,
that
Hawkeye.
like pure white thing was Vision. Oh
Yes.
God, that makes so much sense now.
You
Yeah.
just figured that out, Yeti?
You could play
'cause
Captain America,
back in the
Hawkeye,
day, I didn't
Iron
know
Man,
who he
and Vision.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He,
And I
he just
usually
looked
went
like
for
a
Iron Man.
sperm monster.
The worst was Hawkeye. Hawkeye was the worst in that game.
Yeah, nobody
Couldn't
wanted
fly, couldn't
Hawkeye.
do anything.
That's
Uh,
like getting Jubilee and freaking X-Men.
oh, that sucked. Or Dazzler.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay, I got a confession to make. When I was a wee lad, like I had a crush on Jubilee from the cartoon.
Well, yeah.
Instead
that's
of
fine.
Rogue?
Jean Grey.
Dude, Rogue would kill me.
Jean Grey was built in that movie. She was good.
Yeah, but you know the sex would have been wild before you died.
Yeah, but
With
with
Rogue?
Jubilee,
Yeah.
you know that you'd have got fireworks at the end.
Jubilee had the lesbian haircut before the lesbian haircut was a thing.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, she did.
that was actually pretty common back in the 80s and was not an like late 80s, early 90s. That was not an indicator of your sexual preference. It was just popular.
All right, we're on 2008, right? So let's look. What else did we have? Crystal Skull. Hancock.
Did we not
Oh,
get that Sherlock movie yet? When was that?
No, we haven't.
Oh, that was much later.
No, because remember he had to do
thought we were
Iron
coming
Man
up on
before Iron Man before they would give him like
Any other
movies like
roles.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
So
yeah.
we just got to Iron Man, but here you go. Hancock. I completely forgot about Hancock. That movie is just not mattered to me at all since
It's
it
not
came out.
that good.
It didn't matter back then either.
Yeah,
It
nothing.
made
Will Smith has done has
$227
mattered that
million
much.
dollars. Good for them.
Like I think the whole idea was, oh, let's make a serious hero, and it's like, ugh. You're
But that
missing
was-
the point of superhero movies.
Yeah. Let's see. We had Wall-E came out. That was a good Pixar movie. It was
Wall-E
back
was-
when
That was a really good one.
that was back when they were doing original things.
I mean, even though really, let's be honest, Wall-E is just a ripoff of Short Circuit.
Yeah. Yep. Kung Fu Panda.
Johnny Five is the original Wall-E.
Basically, we're gonna make Short Circuit in the apocalypse.
Number 5 is alive.
Kung
Los
Fu
Locos
Panda.
kick your ass. Los Locos kick your face. Los Locos kick your balls into outer space.
Wait, wasn't that in
That was the second
Short
one.
Circuit 2? Yeah, I was about to say that.
And
Was,
short, and both of them, you had the guy in brown face.
oh yeah, I am so.
Justin Trudeau?
That's what
I
basically. he was
mean,
doing.
yeah.
Pretty
I
much.
think that's where he got his start.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got another
let's
one.
see.
All right, kittens, you better buckle in. Matt's here.
Hello.
Oh, you were able to get medications. Good for
Yes.
you.
She said I had to come in here and defend her honor. I was like, I was the one that sent that to her to them. She was like, oh.
Note to self:
a bitch.
if we ever need to get Matt some of his meds, we just start talking shit on Shredda. And
No,
then
don't
she will
do that
give it
now.
meds.
She's going to be listening. Then it's not going to work next time.
Now she knows our tactics.
No, she's not going to be listening. Mad added stamina to her mobile game.
You give me some medicine, I'll buy you some more stamina.
I'll get you some crystals in the game or whatever the currency is.
Check
We'll be
2000
opening chest for another 2 hours.
all right. So 2008 is when things started doing good with Dark Knight, but it's also when things went south because you know what?
He got pulled off. See, I told you
Oh,
she
he got in
heard.
trouble.
She heard what was going on. Now she's beating him.
No, but Sex and the City was a summer release movie, along with Mamma Mia. Those were both summer movies in 2008.
Sex in the City
I-
was a movie?
Yeah, they made
it
multiple
and it made
movies out of it.
it made money. They made two of them. The first one made money, and the second didn't.
I just remember when I
I
was a
know.
teenager, I kept watching Sex in the City because I thought there would be
Thinking at some
sex in
point
it.
there would be sex.
But this was back when it was hard to find that kind of thing, you know? So,
Oh, what? Did you not have Cinemax?
I mean, no.
You're back,
I don't
I mean,
think
the
so.
Navy is making more and more sense as you talk.
What are we talking about?
Or
Slender used to
Slender
watch
used to
Sex
watch
in the
Sex in the
City.
City.
Yeah, I used
Okay.
to, like, when I was a kid, I used to think that was a place where I could find the things I was looking for, and it turned out it never was.
Still haven't found what you're
He
looking
should.
for.
Now, what Slender should have done is flip to Cinemax, and after 11 p.m. After 11 p.m. on any night of the week, Cinemax would have given you exactly what you wanted.
I mean, watched
I
the
swear,
OC.
sometimes they didn't even wait till 11. Sometimes they were starting it a little early.
Running the Red Shoe Diaries and whatnot.
No, that was Showtime, buddy.
Ah,
Wow,
Showtime.
he knew that.
Did anybody
I-
watch the old USA Up All Night with what's her face? Elvira hosting? It was always
No.
horrible movies like we watch, but they were
were they
horrible.
were they showing silk stockings before that so that you
Stuff
could-
like that, yeah.
So
Okay.
2008. 2008 also had Wanted. I forgot. I liked that movie.
Oh,
when it
Wanted
came out. I
was
haven't
good.
watched it in a while. I should.
No, that
Yeah, I
one
watched
still
not that
holds
long
up.
ago.
Oh, so this is the Half-Blood Prince is when it finally started to overtake.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
is very
Beat out
surprising.
by other.
honestly.
It's really not. If the first movies were like the early 2000s,
But
you have
that's
14-year-olds watching it, and then in 2009, they're old enough that they can go watch movies now. Like,
But that's also when the books started getting much, much darker and more adults started getting into it.
yeah. Well,
Okay.
and
all right.
the
So
books
this is
did
by
get better
2000.
now,
If I remember right, by 2009 when Half Blood Prince was out, wasn't the final book out by then? I think the
I think
Um,
so.
It was coming out, I think.
yeah.
It
So
would
that
have
might
been
have been
close. Oh yeah,
Oh, and-
because
and
there
Tina-
was a worry that she wouldn't finish the last book in time for the for these releases.
So I might be bad, but Tina apparently knows behind the scenes information
Damn.
about Red Shoe Diaries. She's like, I was such a fan. I knew that David Duchovny used his real dog in those things. Like,
wow.
apparently
Wow.
There was what was it?
Tina's
It was
got,
must see TV for Tina Bojan.
You know, I had
Tina's got
something
a
I wanted
dirty,
to
naughty
say, but
side.
I have been totally derailed. Shit, what was I gonna say?
There's a side to Tina that we have not seen.
Yeah, great take, Tina.
Oh,
Oh, Brahma used his one good joke.
Yep, I'm done for
So,
the night.
yeah.
I'll see you guys later.
Guess,
Oh,
guess
so
we're
it's-
not doing any movies after this.
summer 2009 was a weird year. There's a reason Harry Potter won. The other movies were Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, and that was a piece of shit movie.
Didn't
No,
see it.
Revenge of the
Transformer
Fallen was
2.
bad. Yeah,
Didn't see it.
Transformer 2 was awful.
yeah.
God,
Up,
those like weird cars just pissed me off.
so Up was the summer movie from Disney
Was
Pixar.
Transformers 2 the one with the Hispanic cars?
Yes.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
hated
well, now
Oh,
if
I
you
like
really,
that one.
Now, if you really want to know what those cars were like, you can look up John Campia's review of Transformers 2 Revenge of the Fallen, and he has some choice words about what he thought those cars were, which would harken back to Die Hard 3, guys. That's what John Campia used on stream on
Ooh.
YouTube and is still up.
Ooh.
I don't get it.
What?
Yes. Lil Chad, explain. Be a little more verbose. Maybe
words
if you
we-
use certain
words we
keywords,
won't
you
use.
Remember.
Words
Mad.
like transformer.
You know, Matt, if it was a word as a police officer you used, your career would be over instantaneously. That's what you would use.
Shots fired?
Hands up, don't shoot.
Does anyone remember what Mark Furman said on tape recorder during the OJ trial?
No, we're not doing this
Yeah.
anymore. Moving on.
Yeah.
I
New
think
joke.
OJ's innocent.
This bit is over.
Yeah, 2009. Look at these other summer. Ice Age: Dawn of the Dinosaurs. So that wasn't even like the start. Oh, this is when they did the J.J. Abrams Star Trek. Was that year too?
Ice
Ooh.
Age
Oh, that was good.
overrated.
I
That even used
remember
sabotage.
enjoying that at the time.
Yeah.
But looking back, it gets worse and worse.
Now
What?
here's the
actually
Hangover. The
pretty
first
good.
one came out in 2009, so that was when it was fresh and funny. So good for them.
Yeah, sabotage.
Hangover was 2009.
Hangover was 2009.
Yeah, that was University. I remember that.
G.I. Joe: Rise of Cobra was that long ago? Jesus Christ.
I think we are starting to see a shift, though.
Yeah, this is we're
Yeah, I broke up with the girl. Then I watched Star Trek. I remember that.
Well, that's why you didn't think it was that good.
No, it was good at the time.
Your little Yeti butthole was bleeding.
That's why he broke up with her.
Well, she didn't
Tore him up?
shank my butthole when we broke up.
Oh,
Isn't that where you
District
keep your
9
heart?
District 9 came out in 2009, and Neil Blomkamp with like a low budget still did better special effects than they
Blomkamp?
had. Blomkamp, whatever his last name is, South African director.
Oh yeah, this guy. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
from South Africa, not New
The
Zealand.
effects from
Why are
District
you
9
doing
in
a show
I hear
about
New
2009
Zealand.
were still better than The Flash this year.
Everything was better than the Flash on
Oh,
special
2009 is when the Sherlock Holmes movie came out, Slender, but it was in December. It was
There you
at
go.
the
I was
end of-
only 1 year off.
It was not a summer movie.
I like
liked
that
it.
movie.
Oh, that movie was awesome.
Yeah,
It still holds up.
fantastic.
I still think he's a better
ooh.
Sherlock Holmes than the one that they did in the BBC.
All right, I
Benedict
found my
Cumberbatch?
favorite.
Yeah,
found
I
my
think he's a
favorite
better
summer
Sherlock
movie.
Holmes than Benedict Cumberbatch was, in my
Oh, yeah.
opinion.
All right, the best summer movie of 2009, Inglorious Bastards, came out August 21st, and that movie is great. So-
It was good, but it doesn't beat Harry Potter.
The
Yes,
fuck
it
it
does.
doesn't.
All
You
right,
just
Yeti goes to timeout for that.
Fuck you, Yeti. I didn't even do it.
fuck you guys.
You said Harry Potter was better than Inglorious Bastards. What do you think was going to happen on this stream? And I'm gonna. What would
no
be the
Django
fake
Unchained.
Slender? Give me some fake Latin for muting someone, so I can make him think it's a Harry Potter magic spell.
That's not how Harry Potter works, motherfucker.
Auditus
Silencio.
mutus.
Hey guys, do you want to see the best Sherlock Holmes?
Stop that.
Oh boy.
Okay.
All right, so he's doing the
Are we
Benedict
getting
Cumberbatch.
demonetized
one.
Excuse me,
for
chap.
this?
But this is an old friend of mine, John Watson.
Mike, can I borrow your phone?
I'm sorry, I left mine in my coat.
Here, use mine.
I'm going to be doing occasional pauses because every time Mad gives us a clip to play, we get
That's not
copyright
true.
struck.
You're not gonna get copyright struck for this one.
All right.
That we know
Joe's
of.
looking for a roommate also.
Not even a real thing.
Could stay with your brother, I suppose, if his aggressive drinking didn't bother you so much.
Excuse me?
Your brother.
He's an alcoholic who recently walked out on his wife.
I don't even know your name. You just met me. How could you possibly know if I have a brother or
Just
if he left
read the
his
text.
wife?
The engraving
The engraving.
on your phone. Harry Watson, a family member, but not your father. That's a young man's gadget. It could be a cousin, but you're a war hero, can't find a place to live. Unlikely you've got an extended family, so brother it is.
How could you possibly know about the drinking?
Shot in the dark. Good one, though. Power connection. Tiny little scuff marks around the edge of it. Every night he goes to plug in to charge, but his hands are shaking. You'll never see those marks on a sober man's phone. Never see a drunk's without them.
Lord, that's
That's not true.
remarkable. And completely wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
What?
come on now.
Everything you said
Have you never
was
heard of a
wrong.
functioning alcoholic?
You're saying that I was wrong.
Nothing you said was correct.
Everything
me
I
out
said
of this,
was
Slender.
correct.
No, this is my dad's phone.
That's a young man's gadget.
Yep, it's my dad's. He gave it to me when he upgraded.
What about the scratches on the phone?
Don't mean anything. They're just scratches on a phone. It's a very small hole. Sometimes people have trouble plugging it in.
Yeah, I don't drink a drop, and I have the same scratches.
I can tell by the yellow markings on your jacket sleeve you had a sandwich for lunch. Messy, mustard, deli, on what I want to say was rye bread, the common choice for a man dressed as well as you are. White bread far too common for someone who selects such well-hemmed trousers with, I would say, turkey, honey, smoked, yet the discoloration in your eyes leads me to believe you have a vitamin B12 deficiency, the vitamin most easily found in meat. So I'd rather say honey smoked tofu, as you are and have always been a vegetarian.
A large vegetarian.
Nope. Not a vegetarian. As a matter of fact, I had soup for lunch, which is pretty much the exact opposite of a sandwich.
Wait.
Even I knew he had soup because I could smell it on him.
Well, it was a pleasure.
God,
Wait,
damn,
before
that's-
you go, why
that
don't
was
we sit
good.
down for a spot of tea?
No, thank you.
Obviously, the twitch in your brow has betrayed you. You are a coffee drinker.
I prefer tea, just not thirsty.
Homeschooled.
London Central.
Heavy smoker.
Never in my life.
Heterosexual.
I curious.
Black.
What?
You are a black man.
Nope.
Black woman?
Really?
Shit.
Oh, well, hey, no, shh. Listen, say, you want to go look at some flats? Let's go look at some flats.
Yes.
I found a great listing for something on Baker Street.
Enough of the dog and pony show.
Yeah, great.
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 You blink approximately every 12.2 seconds, a trait of someone uncomfortable with extended silence, leading you to believe that you came from a noisy household. Parents fighting, no, squabbling regularly, but your shoulders are relaxed, leading you to believe you had an extracurricular activity to blow off steam, one you've had since childhood. But look, not a strong upper body, so I'll say dance. At first simple, sachets, foxtrots, but you needed more, didn't you? That's when you met the b-boys, mastered the robot, the lawnmower, the fish. Additionally, the way you grip your cane suggests a high degree of martial arts training. Your tan implies you recently fought in a Muay Thai tournament in Singapore, but your knees are hyperextended, not scrunched, so you flew business class. The in-flight movie was Madagascar 2, Escape to Africa. You liked it, but didn't love it. Naturally, the flight attendant Trish offered you pretzels or peanuts. You chose peanuts, but the sadness in your eyes reveals that you regretted it immediately after.
What?
That's all exactly
Yes.
right.
Really?
Really? You really are a master of deduction.
Oh, thank God. Wait a minute. You're just saying that to make me feel better.
Yes.
Aha! Caught you in a lie. I knew it. You were placating me.
Yes.
Boom! Wow! That's how you deduce, baby! And then your face! And then your stupid face! Yeah!
I figured
it
it out that Mad loves these clips because this is how he acts at home with
Sherlock
Shredder.
Holmes.
Isn't it Sherlock
Spits
Holmes?
on
I mean,
floor.
this is how Matt acts all the time.
He spits on the floor, leaves the room, and yells, "Shut the fuck up!"
Oh man, dude, Pete Holmes is so good. Oh,
You should really have a TV show.
he had one, but assholes like you never watched.
He probably
Too busy watching shit like From.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, thanks for recommending
yeah.
that, Yeti.
Thanks a lot, Yeti. You
Still
fuck.
good. It's still good.
You
No,
were
it's
out
not.
your fucking mind.
Wasn't good to begin with. Never was. Never will be.
Oh, you bite your tongue, sir.
No, I will not.
Oh,
It needs to
2000
start answering some questions real quick instead of just like,
Oh, what an original thought, Yeti.
Yes.
yeah, it is an original thought.
It is a
So,
thought
yeah,
that we have all said in the chat.
Multiple
You
times.
have not said in the chat.
You assume I read what you say, Brahma, but no.
We all said it.
And I know you read what Mad said because you hang on his every word.
Oh. we got so
I
we're
feel
getting
attacked.
You should.
because you
We
are
usually
being
are
attacked.
attacking you.
I mean, at least your feelings are being honest with what's happening. That's good.
we're validating your feelings.
Your feelings betray you. Earlier today, you had a sandwich. It was
It's like you're feeling it. You feel attacked on streams. You think you're being paranoid, but no, you are being attacked on the streams. You
Even
can trust your
own.
feelings.
due to a traumatic childhood. You think all of this is love, but it's actually hate. But you know no other way to feel.
Due to your two
That's just
buttholes.
getting hurtful. That's
Due
just, that's just mean.
Due to your two buttholes, you don't know whether to buy strong or extra soft toilet paper, so you generally compromise by buying both, and then you're paralyzed about which to use on any given sitting.
And then you can't eat a full meal because you're poor. And as a poor person, you shouldn't be buying two different types of toilet paper.
Especially brand name, double ply.
Everybody needs
But you always make sure you have toilet paper because you remember as a child your mother would steal one ply from convenience stores. And it was always cause you shame.
And
Okay,
pain.
Chad is a little too good at this.
Well, I mean, there's nothing more shameful than using one ply toilet paper. It's like
that your mother stole.
I mean, God, can you? I mean, even poor
Your
people living
fingers
in
always
trailers
stink.
have two ply nowadays. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. What Grosso uses one ply?
Oh shit, man! Is that how you guys save money?
The big problem with one play is you've got to fold it over like 6 times.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
so your finger doesn't go through you into your butt.
Yeah.
I swear they call it one ply, but it's really like quarter ply.
Oh, that's why Mad uses one ply. He's got
Oh.
an excuse when his finger goes in his butt.
Oh, a
How
bro
dare you.
moment.
It's like
You
I,
have bro.
I'm
I'm
not-
not. Ply.
It's like I thought I was bro curious, but it turns out I just use one ply.
Wouldn't that be unibro moment? Because it's not a bro, it's unibro because you're alone.
These streams should be way more popular than they are. No one's talking right now, and that was amazing.
Tina ran away in fear.
I know.
Well, after she outed herself for watching like every behind the scenes clip
Yeah,
imaginable about
right.
Red Shoe Diaries.
She was like, you know what I could watch instead of this?
I
Red
bet
Shoe
it's-
Diaries.
She's like, let me go to my box set on DVD. It's like,
Hey, babe, Chad's making fun of you for your toilet paper.
are you serious that Tretta buys one ply?
Here's the funny thing, Mad. She buys you one ply.
No.
She's got the good stuff.
Whenever I go and we're out of toilet paper and I'm at the store and I buy it, I always buy the wrong one because I buy toilet paper that is good.
That
That's
actually does its job.
non-scarring.
The choices are either red or blue. It's like, which Charmin am I getting? Like,
Yeah, but luckily I
The
have my
one that
water
doesn't-
pistol.
Cut your asshole.
Oh, that's right. You have a bidet.
Yeah, a handheld bidet.
Oh,
he's got like a Nerf Super Soaker. He's got it with the adjustable handle.
squats over and it pushes down.
He's like, hold on, this seems like it's a 4-pump job. He's got to pump it up to get extra pressure.
It helps when it gets entangled in the hairs.
Oh, so we were talking about movies.
We were.
Then Mad showed up.
This is what's fun. We were.
Wow.
This was a show about something for a little while.
Wow.
Let's see. Harry Potter, Deathly Hallows beat Transformers
a
3.
shit?
That was a bad year. Avengers. This is
Beat
when Marvel.
everything.
Marvel
actually
starts
started
dominating.
to form. Yeah. Age of Extinction. Okay, I
I
thought it
can't
started going
believe
downhill at that
that.
point.
Yeah.
Well, that's because it's worldwide. Remember the.
And that beat Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, because worldwide it made more money.
And yeah, I remember Jurassic World coming out. That was a big deal. And
Jurassic
a
World
shit
made like
movie.
1.6 billion. Man, that was pretty.
God, but it
huge.
was such a shit movie. Everything about you can't run through the goddamn jungle with high heels. It doesn't work.
Now, Yeti, when an ape with a little power pad glove is running through the
Hey,
jungle,
that makes perfect sense.
that makes sense to you.
Well, that is an ape, and they are predisposed to be able to run fast through jungles. But a white woman in high heels is not.
I love how
So that was
Yeti women.
racist. Why is it only white
Right?
women?
I love how he hates women so much. He's like, the one thing that he picks out of Jurassic World was filled with nonsense was the woman in heels.
Hey, that was a bad moment, along with the car
Never mind the
batteries still
super
working
intelligent,
and the
ultra
gasoline.
genetic T-Rex that could camouflage itself like a
Right?
fucking.
And then you got that asshole who comes in the helicopter. Oh, hey, move over, pilot. I just got my learner's license for helicoptering. Let me take it in. God,
He was a
They don't have
To
to,
be-
switch seats, bro.
Now, Yeti, if anything as we've learned this week, including from the video you made, it's that billionaires make poor choices. So
Oh, okay.
Oh, boy.
Chad coming in.
We're
hot.
going there.
I just think it's ironic that he would make fun of a movie that has a plot point that is straight out of real life that he made fun of. Not 4 hours ago.
That,
Didn't watch
that
it.
movie
Refuse.
was infuriating. God, I hated that movie so much.
What,
I
Captain
didn't mind
America
it.
Civil
I actually
War?
like it more now than I did before.
Of
Oh,
course,
Jurassic World?
Because you're
Yeah.
a traitor.
Well,
a traitor to who? Dinosaurs?
What,
The
they're
bros.
dead. They've been dead for a long time, Yeti. It's
Yeah.
computer generated effects.
The oil
plus-
doesn't say so.
Plus, two things. Chris Pratt.
No, it kind of does say
Chris
so.
Pratt's a bro, and we should
Yeah,
support
Chris Pratt is a bro.
actors.
He was
I mean,
the only good part of that
Did
movie.
you, now, Yeti,
The
here's a
Raptors would still chew his face off. if he
my
got in
favorite
there.
behind the scenes thing for Jurassic World is like when he got on set, he went to the guy who had like decked out like the outfit for him. He's like, "This is the wrong gun. Like my character wouldn't have that gun," so he made them get him like a 45-70 lever action. He's like, "I've got to be able to take down big game. I need
Yeah.
a gun." And it was like that. I legit respect that. He knew.
Me too.
Because he was like, "This is like a 22 rifle. What the fuck are you
I
giving
never-
me?"
I never knew that before. It makes me like the movie even more.
Yeah, so he picked
And
that
I
gun
do like the idea of him taming the raptors. I thought
I
that
do
was
too.
cool too.
Yeah.
with the little clicker training. That's how you
Yeah.
train little doggies too.
Yep.
Dude, I mean, as someone who played a shitload of Ark Survival Evolved, I had an army of raptors early on in the game.
I mean, I'm starting to think that maybe this movie's really underrated.
So we
I think
basically
you're all
take.
retarded.
I think Yeti, your hate take has managed to move us all in the direction
It
that the
brought
movie is
everyone
better than it
together.
was. It's like, wait, Yeti liked From and told us all to watch that, and he hates Jurassic World. So Jurassic World must be awesome.
He just live on stream shifted the Overton window of Jurassic World. I am now a fan. I'm
gonna go back and watch it and be like, man, Bryce Dallas Howard looked kind of thick in there. She's cool. I don't mind the heels.
It's one of the worst movies. It is so fucking awful.
I don't
She
even
can't
think they were
run
that.
from a T-Rex in high heels.
Well, she didn't.
She did. In the
No.
final
Off.
scene,
You're
the
not
think she
T-Rex
took 'em off.
comes out and she
T-Rex
starts
anyway.
running high heels.
Their vision is based on movement. You're not
Yeah.
supposed to move.
And she's sprinting in high heels from
Right.
the T-Rex.
But then she threw the
started
flare.
Yeah, because they chased the. Remember when Jeff Goldblum did the same thing in
Yeah.
the first Jurassic Park, and the
He
T-Rex
was
didn't
not
chase him?
wearing
at all?
Clearly,
high
she had
heels.
seen the first one.
Yeah,
Was it
exactly.
the
Not
T-Rex or
wearing
the
high
Indominus
heels.
Rex?
No, that she was luring the T-Rex out to fight.
You
the
know,
Indominus
chameleons
Rex.
can hide themselves. They can camouflage too. That kind of makes sense that the Dominus Rex could.
All right, here's my thing. If we're going to buy in that they've got the genetic engineering technology to bring back dinosaurs from fucking amber
Right.
flies,
Yep.
maybe we can accept that they could add traits from other animals to them.
Agreed. I'm with
And
you
it's-
because they had to use frogs to fill in
I
the
mean,
gaps in the DNA.
Yeah, and as Alex
Clearly-
Jones told us, the frogs were gay, so they
Turn
started
the freaking
changing.
frogs gay.
Clearly, this movie predicted the future because they were doing gain of function research on that T-Rex.
Oh yeah. Well, Yeti, you
None
suck.
of that explains the high heels.
I don't think they were that high of heels.
Yeti, do you know that women who work in office environments tend to try to dress in ways that make them more attractive?
Yep.
Yeah, but they also
Including-
don't go sprint like Usain Bolt.
Yeti, do
Well,
you
she
think she
didn't
was
either.
running as fast
She
as
did.
Usain fucking Bolt?
She was trying to sprint, and in the movie, she's wearing high heels. It doesn't work.
Uh,
I
Yeti,
hate
the
you guys.
fastest
I
woman-
hate you guys. No, I hate you guys.
You
Yeti, the
think they're like-
I'm
fastest
gonna murder
woman.
you all. I'm
Do you
gonna
think
murder
they
you
did like
slowly.
CG for her to run? Because I mean, if you saw her run in the movie, I'm betting she ran in those heels.
And
Yeah.
the
No, they
fastest
use-
woman to ever do a 100-meter dash is like the 8,000th ranked compared to men running. So she definitely wasn't
Well,
running as
the
fast as
fastest
Usain Bolt.
one was a man, because they were intersex. So the
Wait,
fastest one was still a man.
Are
Oh,
you saying
steer
Usain
away.
Bolt was intersex? What,
No,
what
you
is
were talking
wrong
about
with
Why
you?
would you bring him into this, Yeti?
Yeah.
You're talking about women.
What are you?
What?
What?
You said the fastest woman.
Maybe we should
fastest-
move on.
You-
He's
look,
already got
oh-
us to like Jurassic World. What more, you don't want him to do any more damage than he's already done.
If he keeps going, we're all gonna end up liking what's his name from the Daily Wire.
Honestly, he's close to having most of us
I
be
love Matt Walsh.
non-binary at this point.
Matt is gonna have pink hair with a side shave tomorrow and be like, Shredder, I've got some conversations we need to have.
Fucking Yeti.
Yeah, Yeti turned
I
me
need you
gay.
to start pegging me.
Yeti trans me.
That cricket had excellent timing, Brahma.
Uh-huh.
Oh, can you train that cricket to just go off when Yeti starts talking?
Yes.
That would be fantastic.
Yeti, talk.
Man, now this is just getting mean.
Yep, it's still going.
2016. That was the year Kevin Feige decided to fuck over DC and the Snyder Bros by doing Civil War. Once they announced Batman v Superman, he's like, "I'm gonna do the same movie as you and release it 4 weeks earlier
And make it better.
and
Make it 1,000 times
times.
better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, DC was just a mess. They
Oh,
rushed.
god dang it. Don't you do it.
Yeah, they'll make you hate DC too.
No, you're
What?
gonna make him.
I love
hate
it.
DC.
We already
I'm
hate
love
starting
it.
to think maybe Superman v Batman wasn't as bad as I thought.
Yeah.
Bertha.
I mean,
You know, that was an excellent thing I'd never realized about the shared connection they would have by having their mothers with the
Yeah.
same first name. That was brilliant by Snyder.
It
Yeti,
is.
thanks
It's
for pointing that
surprising.
out.
I mean, because people do have the same name sometimes.
I have
Just
legit
waiting for the
collected
Flash's mom to be named Martha as well.
I have collected comics my entire life, and I had never realized that like that both of them were named Martha for that entire time. I was like, holy shit, they both are Martha, aren't they? What's up with that? Was Martha a
Despicable
really
Me
popular
3 was
name in
pretty
1930?
terrible.
Why do you keep
was-
saying that name?
And it beats Spider-Man: Homecoming and Guardians Volume 2, but Minions sell
Homecoming
tickets
sucked.
worldwide. Avengers: Infinity War was great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Endgame was okay. Lion
Endgame
King-
was good. It wasn't
like-
as good as Infinity War.
No.
Look at this. They took 2020 and 2021
Endgame
right off the
sucked.
list due to events.
They gapped them. They're just
Yeah.
not even there anymore.
It's a
Yeah.
blip.
Yep.
Endgame just sucked.
And then we finished strong with Tom Cruise at Top Gun Maverick for 2022. I think he's going to end up having 2023 with Dead Reckoning too, so that's good.
Yep.
We shall see.
So summer
else gonna
movies used to
challenge
be
it this year.
awesome, and now they suck.
Yeah, we have definitely seen like right around 2012, we just seem to get this.
Which goes back to my original point. That's when CERN turned on, the world exploded, and now we're in a simulation.
Yeah, 2012 we had Avengers and Dark Knight Rises,
Wait.
so that was the last multiple classic.
Hold on,
movie
dum
thing.
dum.
Yeah.
If the world exploded, who put us in the simulation?
Aliens.
It's always aliens.
They were here
Jeez.
waiting for us to explode.
Oh,
or something?
dude, are we in
Yeah, they were
Tartarus?
watching. They were watching. They're like,
Is
oh,
this a
they're about to
Tartarus?
explode, so we're
This
just
is
going
a
to make this a
Tartarus.
simulation.
Oh man, we're Tatarian.
Yeah.
Some weird alien's gonna come in, and then he's gonna not be an alien anymore, but then he's gonna turn back into an alien, and he's probably
Wait,
gonna like
does-
cut your dick off.
Does that mean Yeti's the alien guy because he's convincing us that Jurassic World was good?
Yeti has always felt like the alien of this group. Yes.
He has. He's
He
the
has
least
two
believable.
assholes.
Well, I'm gonna go have a smoke. I'm still waiting on my medicine to kick in, so this was just me half-assing it, and I'm still better than Yeti.
Oh wow.
I guess
We'll have
Matt
to-
is
It's
ending the
nice
show
that
for
you
you,
believe
Chad.
that.
Yeah, it's been a couple hours. I think we covered all this. We didn't get to the summer anime, but that's okay. I know
Thank
that.
God.
I know that the weebologist in you, Mad, wouldn't want to do that if you weren't properly prepared.
Yes.
Plus, 2345's not here to tell us what videos to
That
watch.
fucking guy.
What about that, Matt? Did you hear that the Ancient Magus' Bride season 2 has got its English dub rolling now? That's pretty cool.
Reign in the Mad King.
I'll tell you, we've told you the one that Mad would be watching is reincarnated as a vending machine. Now I wander the dungeon.
I do want to see that.
Mad, they're making an anime where a guy becomes a fucking vending machine in another world.
I get
And
that.
it's gonna
That
be
feels real.
awesome.
All right, but I do gotta go before you do the outro. So yeah, reigning as a Mad King. Mad is the Mad King. YouTube is YouTuber. Yeah.
All right, kittens, go ahead and unbuckle those belts. If
you're not being
I'm
beamed
waiting for all my royalties for that song.
You're being beamed down. If you can't be savory, be delicious. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.